Today, we're going to talk about the Tesla. And I'm going to clear up some misconceptions and talk about really what that car is all about and why it is that way and why I know that it is that way. I have been doing a lot of short form media and I have been writing some books and basically doing the educational things that I can do to help people be successful because I'm an old man and I'm retired and I can't do much anymore and I don't have long days. I have 2 or 3 hours and then I have to sit down and rest and then I have a couple 2 or 3 hours and I'm recovering from kidney failure. And I am very, very grateful to be here. And so let's get into the meat of this discussion. And if you don't want to watch this whole 10-minute video, you don't have to. I'm going to cut it up and make it into shorts and put it on Substack and maybe reintroduce some of them here. But the Tesla and the gas car are two very different things, and they are compared in a very incorrect way together a lot of times. A gas car is like a movie projector. It's showing you images and sound, and there's a lot of those cars that do that very well. A lot of the projectors do that very, very well. But it's two different things. The flat screen TV does the delivery of that media, pictures and sound and everything to you in a very, very different way. And the electric car by itself is very efficient as far as maintenance goes. There's no pumps. If you have pumps, you have problems. And look that up. Look that up on ChatGPT. And it's an old saying, if you have pumps, you have problems. That's because it requires maintenance. And the Tesla and the other electric cars are able to deliver performance without a bunch of maintenance required. There's no radiator, there's no alternator that is on a belt that is going to fail. The failure points on the EV vehicles have been dramatically reduced. I don't think people realize that. And the gas cars take a lot of abuse because you're applying the brakes. Then you're forcing the vehicle to use its engine to advance it forward and bring it back. And it's very hard on the car. And there are fluids in the car that need to be changed at regular intervals. The regular gas powered fossil fuel vehicles, they need to have oil put in them because they need to be lubricated. And the oil needs to be changed because the constant friction in the pistons is making the car damage itself while it's running. So we need to get those fuel or the shavings out of the oil. And an EV doesn't need that. You don't ever have to change the oil or the transmission fluid or the transaxle pumpkins in the back, and you don't have to change any of that. What you have to do for maintenance is you have to change the windshield wipers, put in windshield wiper fluid, and then you have to maintain your tires. You need to keep air in the tires, and you need to rotate the tires. Everything else is designed to operate relatively free of maintenance. Now, if you have issues or there's damage, that's a different thing, but that is a major difference between a gas car and an electric car. And that's going to be important later when I describe the combination of the two. Now, because of the nature of the electric car being able to control the power and then stop the vehicle using the regenerative power, it allows the communication, the onboard system, the cruise control, if you will, for the regular car, it allows the onboard controls to control the vehicle much more efficiently. And that's what allows for, and there's a lot of systems that do this. I'm familiar with the Tesla. I own the Tesla. And the reason that I own the Tesla, the only reason that I own the Tesla, is because of the self-driving aspects of that car. The fact that it is autonomously driving itself around without me interfacing with the car, that's the thing. And that's the only thing. I'm a big car guy. I've always enjoyed cars. I love cars. I bought this car because my wife is dealing with some seizure issues that hopefully we'll find out the reason for it and it'll stop. But until then, I wanted to get her a car that will allow her to drive safely. And if she accidentally has a seizure behind the wheel, and her seizures aren't grand or anything, she just kind of checks out for 2 or 3 minutes and then she's back. Well, in a regular car, she can't drive. Yeah, I mean, that would be horrific. But in a self-driving car, if the camera inside the car sees her having this issue, then right now the self-driving aspect turns off and the car sits down and that's it. Very soon, we're going to see a system that will allow somebody like my wife or somebody that has some kind of an issue like that have a communication with the camera inside the car, and it'll go into emergency mode. And what that mode looks like is, oh, I see you're having a problem. I'm not going to stop in the middle of the highway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to the next safe place to park, Walmart parking lot or wherever we're going, and I'm going to stop the car and I'm going to call 911. I'm probably going to call your emergency contact that's in your phone. And then after that, I'm going to call 911 to make sure that you're okay. And that is fantastic. And that's why I bought the car in the first place. Now that I have the car, I love it. I love it. I happen to have purchased the Tesla Model Y, the 2024 version of that car, with the full self-driving. I bought the performance model. I wish I probably wouldn't have, but like I said, I'm a car guy, and when your grocery getter does 3.40 to 60, and every car that you pull up next to on the road, you throw the Gapparoni on them, and it's fun to do that, especially guys that want to make fun of you. You're faster than them. But I did that, and it's a very great car. And I'm going to end this to go into a part 2, and I'm going to talk about the features of the self-driving, but I'm going to also talk about what the future is of that car, especially as it gets mixed in with the fossil fuels. And that's going to happen. But see me around the corner, and I'll do another video about this.